god.
Oh my god!
You can imagine as emperor, Marcus Aurelius is getting a lot of bad news all the time, right? Nobody's bringing the good, exciting, fun stuff to the emperor. He's getting the hard decisions. He's getting the bad news. He's hearing of the crises, and they're his problem. They're his responsibility. And so I think it's important when we see in Meditations, Marcus Aurelius is talking about how you want to be like the rock. He says, be like the rock that the waves crash over and eventually the sea falls still around, right? A leader has to keep that even keel. It's not that the Stoics were emotionless, but Marcus tried to be less emotional, right? Because so much was at stake. It didn't matter what he thought. It didn't matter what he felt. It didn't matter that he was frustrated or tired. It didn't matter that he was worried or anxious. He had to be cool and calm and collected. General James Mattis, 4-star general in the Marines, former Secretary of Defense, would carry Marcus Aurelius with him on his deployments. He would say one of the things he's most worried about, he says the biggest problem that leaders have in the information age, he says it's not enough space for reflection, not enough solitude, right? They're too emotional, they're too caught up in the moment, they're doing and doing and doing, they're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. They're not being like the rock that the waves crash over. They're not letting things sit still. They're not being calm. I think of Kennedy in the missile crisis as a great example of a leader being like the rock, not responding immediately, letting things settle, seeing it clearly, then making a clear, decisive, and courageous stand, but not reacting emotionally. And one of the things we can take from Marcus is that leaders can't be emotional in high stakes situations. Have no emotion. It's that they tried to have less emotion, less anger, less greed, less lust, less fear, less ego, and they tried to replace that with something else. Marcus Aurelius says, the key to life is to be free of passion, but full of love. Love for the present moment, love for other people, love for whatever the hand of fate deals you. That's what Stoicism is about. It's not emotionlessness, it's less emotion. Getting really mad while you're driving, it's like you're screaming in your car. They can't hear you, you're ridiculous. You are screaming at yourself, you're making yourself mad. Austin is one of the most frustrating cities in America to drive in. I mean, think of it, Austin's motto for a long time is, if we don't build it, they won't come. But people came anyway, so there's always ridiculous traffic. People can't understand the roads because they're all new. And then the locals don't want them to be here anyway, so they hate anyone they think is from California. So anyways, I think driving is always a good test of one's stoicism, of one's philosophy. Or I always love someone gets angry and so they start driving really dangerously. Like, who is that gonna punish? Like, you're gonna die in an accident and that's gonna be punishment for the other person? I'm not sure how that works. So I think at the core of stoicism is this idea from Marcus Aurelius. He says, you know, the consequences of anger are always worse than what provokes it. Seneca's line, you know, he's like, you wouldn't return a kick to a mule or a bite to a dog. But that's what happens. Someone drives poorly at us or someone's rude to us and we have to return the favor, even if it literally comes at the risk of our own health. I mean, it's nuts. So the Stoic would hopefully be a kind and a generous and a forgiving driver, certainly a patient driver. Next time you see someone get really upset when they're driving, just realize that that's how bad you look. Like, you look as insane as the frothing at the mouth, veins bulging, you know, screaming, flipping people off driver. You are not better than them, and hopefully that shames you into a little bit better behavior.
I think it's remarkable that Marcus continually talked about, more than anything, getting control of his anger.
And you know he had a problem with it because of how much he talked about it.
Yeah.
Like, he's not talking about, you got to remember, Marcus, jokes are funny.
Right.
You know?
Come on, man, lighten up a little bit.
Right. He clearly had a huge problem with it. I think it's probably one of the things he returns to most. Hadrian, the emperor who sets in motion Marcus eventually becoming emperor. There's a story, Hadrian gets mad at a secretary who messes something up, and he picks up a pen and he stabs it in the guy's eye. That's the level of power and indulgence that the Roman emperor could get away with. The story is that he obviously feels bad about it after, and he goes like, I'll give you anything. Like, I'm so sorry, I'll give you anything to make it better. And the guy just says, can I have my eye back? Which is, I think, a poignant reminder that, like, the things that we do out of anger cannot be undone.